Hello, you delicious people, and welcome back to another episode of Intimate Conversations with one of my favorite people who I just every time I ever connect with her, I'm just like, I love her. So she is a return guest to Intimate Conversations, the amazing psychologist, Dr. Diana Kirschner. And we were talking behind the scenes before the show started. She's like, Allana, you need your own show. You need to have your own talk show because this woman, Diana, Dr. Diana, she's been on Oprah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's been on, a star of the Amazon Prime show, Love in 90 Days, Finding Your Own True Love. And her smash bestseller is Love in 90 Days. Through her acclaimed coaching team, she has helped tens of thousands all over the world to create self-confidence, success, and lasting soulmate relationships. And her website is lovin90days.com. And it is a leading source of empowerment, dating, and relationship advice. Stay with us because we're going to let you know how you can have a breakthrough to love session. And so first off, I know it's the month of love in February when we're recording this, and you're so lovely and you're red. But Happy New Year. And how are you? Beautiful, who I so adore. And I'm so grateful to have you back on the podcast.
I'm so excited to be with you. I mean, Happy New Year. And it's the truth, guys. When I was on Oprah was amazing. And she was the same behind the scenes as she was in front of the scenes. And that's the way Allana is. Exactly. And she calls a spade a spade. So, I mean, it's just incredible. And you guys are so smart to tune in here because you will get stuff that you will get nowhere else because she goes to the depth. Allana really goes for the depth, right? And it's very, very cool. So that's why when I get to be on with Allana, I'm very happy and excited.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's always my intention that we leave better. I leave you better than I found you. And I leave the viewers and the listeners better than I found you. And yeah, there is a depth I feel like I'm brave. I feel like I do my inner work so that anything I've been ashamed of, when I find it, I turn the shame story into the empowerment story so I can be vulnerable and make it safe for everyone to go deep. Because it's easy to be surface, but I'm not into a surface life. I'm into like a rich, delicious, deep life where I love myself when I'm a hot mess, crying when it really hurts, and I love myself and I let myself shine big. So thanks for your reflection, Dr. D, that it's time for me to get out there and do more television. Absolutely.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. And we all have those shame pockets happening. We all have them all the time. Not all the time, but they're there, they're lurking and everything. And of course, in our mind, we make it into something big and unacceptable and horrendous and oh my God, right? And, anything that we've been through or you've been through, so many other people have been through so many, it's just part of being a human. And it's so great to dig that up and just let it go, just let it go.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. My motto is no matter what has happened to you, you can let it go. No matter what has happened. I don't care if you've been cheated on, wounded, betrayed, left, whatever it is, you can actually let it go and have that kind of courage and resilience that builds you so that you use that to your advantage, which I love.
Yeah. So so you're talking even deeper. You're talking not just like let it go, but like learn from it and actually be stronger from it.
Right.
And resilient from it as you let it go. So yeah, there's so many directions we could head. Tell us first one of your own personal stories about something that happened to you that you learned from and that helped you and able to let it go. Because you've been with your beloved for a while.
A long time.
Yeah.
Well, I've told you this before. I grew up in a family, an alcoholic family, where the father only wanted boys. And so when I was born, he didn't even come to the hospital to see me. So I grew up crying. I literally would walk on the front sidewalk of my house crying and crying. Why? because my parents had me, and I was so sad for them because
Oh,
an awful, disgusting, shameful, like nothing, piece of nothing. In fact, he used to call us piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. And he actually said to me, I gave you life and I have the right to take it from you.
holy mother of God.
Yes.
How
So
old are you? You remember that?
oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, I was, when
Sure.
he said that, I was about, no, 13, 14, something
Oh
like
my,
that. Yeah. So I had so much shame about being here,
right.
literally about
Yeah.
being here. Like I'm not supposed to be here. And so I, of course, I did the work that I talk about. I had a fairy godmother coach who loved me up and saw how wonderful I was. I thought he was insane. I thought he was insane. And he was a man, even though I was a fairy godmother. And so,
Okay.
saying you have it all, you have it all. I'm like, right. Anyway, so, but he got in there, he got under my skin, and I was able to, of course, meet and marry my soulmate. And then, of course, I proceeded to try to get rid of him. Cold and mean and everything. But anyway, getting back to where the shame pocket, what happened?
Yeah.
So I'm a psychologist. He is a psychologist. And so I realized that I needed a father who would promote me, that would heal that shame.
Yes.
And so we used to lecture together in Cape Cod, actually, at the place called the Cape Cod Summer Symposium. I don't know if they're still there. It's for therapists.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, I really screwed up my courage. And I said, I need you to promote me and talk about how wonderful I am. And initially he didn't get it, right? You can ask for what you want. Initially, the person may not give it to you immediately, but you can get it if you hold on and you say, this is what I need to heal that pocket of shame. This is what I really need. I need this, right? So lo and behold, I used to do training videotapes where I did therapy, and I had permission from the people to use these to train therapists. It was only therapists at these lectures.
Yeah.
And so he said, and he had his tapes, right? So he said, I will only show your tapes. And he would show my videotape and he would say, look how brilliant she's being here. Look at what she does next, And
it still touches you, doesn't it?
I cannot explain to you how healing that was for me, right? Wow. Because my father used to say, oh, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. Get away from me. You're so stupid. And so here I had this incredibly corrective experience, which to this day carries me. I mean, I couldn't be on doing all these things, with my Amazon show and all that stuff. Without that corrective experience. My fairy godmother had started giving it to me, and he also spoke with my husband and said, she needs this too. And so there it was, and so now, of course I can do my mission, because I couldn't do my mission with that degree of shame and self-loathing. I couldn't.
Diana, I'm so touched that all these decades later, it still moves you when you speak those words. Isn't she brilliant? Look at how she's brilliant here. It still nourishes that place. You don't age. I don't know how you do it, but like you're my mentor. You're my elder. You're who I look up to. And do you think we ever, it still moves you. It doesn't mean that it's stopping you. The shame isn't stopping you anymore. You're badass on your Amazon Prime show, and yet it still touches you. Do you think we always get moved by that initial wound?
Yes, I think that we do, that's love. That is the definition of love. The definition of love is that someone gives you what you're missing and what you deeply need in your heart of hearts. And in the book, in Love in 90 Days, I talk about the TTLC needs, the tough and tender loving care needs. And there's about 29 or 30 of them. I lose track. But anyway, but, so when you find these needs that you have to be appreciated, validated, to be showcased, whatever it is, you know, to be held, to be nurtured, to be given to get gifts, that is love. That is what love is for you at the deepest level. And you know, you have to have the courage to understand what it is that's going to heal you, right? And then actually the scary thing is to ask for it.
Right.
Is to actually say, I need you. It would make me so happy. I need you to hold me, you know, or to sit with me in the bathtub, you know, while I cry. I just need you to sit with me while I cry. I just need your presence, right? So you have to have the balls, the absolute balls to ask for what you need, even though you're actually ashamed of that. If you're in a shame bubble, it's shameful to even say it, right? To ask for it, right?
Diana, how much do you think asking for what we need of ourselves, like telling our own little you how brilliant you are, so inside out and outside in? Because when I think about science, like the dual toroidal field, right, or the 0 point, it's infinitely inward and infinitely outward, right? I get kind of about this stuff. So I do a lot of inner you work, but I will admit that I haven't had the courage to ask for what I need on the outside. I do it myself. I'll take responsibility myself. I'll take total ownership myself. I'll speak to myself with kindness. And I've had great results with that. You're going from the outside in. And so what are your thoughts do we only need it from the outside in?
No, we need both. We definitely need both, right? And the beauty of getting it from the outside in is that you can internalize. We're wired to internalize people we look up to and respect. And so they go in, and then you can hear what they say about you. You will literally have the voice of your mentor or fairy godmother, or the good parent that you have in your adult life. It will come into you and become an inner voice. And vice versa. You can then, of course, hearing that inner voice, know more about what you need and get somebody outside. So the outer and the inner support each other. The beauty of it is that the outer and the inner work together, and they keep building back and forth, right? And so in that way, you can just really change your life. And that's when people wind up being shocked because they're in a state of love with somebody they never thought they could have, right? Because they can oscillate back and forth like that. But it's very important to have people be loving towards you in the way that only you know makes sense and will heal you. Now, the scary part is if you're overt and you're not just saying, oh, they should read my mind, oh, they should know, but you're actually overt. They can hurt you because you've been completely overt, and then they don't do it. And so then you can have, you know, pain and more wounding on top of the old wound. However, when you have the balls to do this, you have your own respect. Like, man, I said it, I put it out there. I'm amazing. Love me. I'm so brave. I'm so brave. I'm so brave that I did that. And so that mitigates against this pain, this new pain, right? But over time, when you do this, is you are then only will be surrounded by people. I mean, you got to distance from these people, right? But you want then over time, as you distance from people who don't come through for you, you are then surrounded by people who do. And let me tell you, that's like living in the light, right? And I grew up in the darkness. I mean, really, I was just so depressed and mute and shy and frightened to death. Actually, I was frightened because, of course, my father had said that to me. I was actually frightened.
Of course, I would be terrified.
I was terrified. And so I stopped talking. I couldn't kind of be there. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be there because then you would be seen and then it's dangerous. Right. So, you might say I was in darkness. Right.
Yeah.
And now I tell you, I'm in the light. What can I tell you? I'm in the light. I am surrounded by people. I mean, look at these gorgeous roses. I just got these roses from my husband.
They're like a pre Valentine's or just like
Pre-Valentine. And you know him, he'll keep going throughout the whole Valentine.
oh, bless him. Bless him. And so let me ask you that. Did you ask for the way you like to be loved? Like I love
Well, over the years, we've been together for decades. So yes, now he really understands me, right? He really does understand me. So he knows that I need validation and, appreciation and being treated as if I'm very special. And he just does it. He just does it. That's part of the reason I get teary is because it's still going on. I mean, like he'll come in and say, oh, I heard you in your Zoom call. You were laughing. It sounded like a party. You're so amazing.
So let me ask you something, because I'm starting to cry now. Since we spoke last, we tend to like get together about once a year or so to say hello and to feature your amazingness to my world. I had a breakup. I dated somebody for the last year. And in listening to you right now, I feel so like I'm cracking open, Diana, that I have been so resilient. Maybe resilient to a fault. Like I will love myself. I will affirm myself. I will validate myself. I will like me, that I think I attracted because he wouldn't choose me, claim me, make me special. In fact, he'd say the opposite. He'd say, you are no more special than anyone else of my friends. And the day that I actually broke up with him, which was not a beautiful day, but I said, my mom came to me. My mom's been gone for 20 years. And she came to me in a visitation, Diana. And she said to me, and it was Thanksgiving night, she said to me, prove to me that he knows his life is better because of you, and prove to me that he's grateful for you. And in this, like I could touch her, like I could reach out and touch you. And I said, Mom, buddy, he put my snow tires on the car last night. And he's like, you can hire somebody for that. And so the next morning I asked him, I was just stone cold in bed. Normally I reach over, the initiator, looking for the attention that I've always, oh my God, I'm going to cry this whole interview, that I want, but he wouldn't give it to me. So I would reach over. And I said, are you grateful for me? And he said, no. If I am, I risk losing all my friends. And do you believe your life is better because of me? And initially he said no. And then later in the day, he calculated that overall it was. And at the end of the day, like it took me that long to get out of I'm good. I'm resilient. I'm enough. I'm self-empowered. I'm the light. And then I just said, I require someone who's like inherently grateful. And so that was the end of that one. But I feel like, Diana, it had to get like that bad for me to get that brave to ask for what I do need. And I still feel like weak for asking. Oh,
yes, that's what we do. Yes, that's what we do. That's what we do. It's like, oh, what the hell? But you don't need that.
Right. That's
you could do fine, and it's bullshit. That's the way we bullshit ourselves.
It hurts.
Yes. That's the way we bullshit ourselves. We really bullshit ourselves, right?
Yeah. And then I just rationalized it, Diana. I said, well, if he has a wounded heart and he can't love himself, how can he love me? So I just need to be patient and love him whole. And then I had this other awakening. It's like all my dead folks are coming to me. My great grandfather, he was like 99. He only spoke Welsh. And we only played card games because we didn't have to speak English. And I redid this moment when my dad punched a hole through the wall when I was dancing like a crazy girl, like 5 years old in the living room. And I made that mean, oh, angry men are my fault. And it's my job to heal them. Like I made it. And I redid that whole scene with my great grandpa there. And he's like, no, you are the light. And you see, and people like that because you see their glory, but you also see their shadows.
Oh my God, that hits me. Hits me right in the heart. Oh my God.
He told me it's not your job to fix them if you trigger them. And I was like, really? Like I literally, until 52 years old, didn't get that it's not my job to fix an angry man and heal his heart. I thought that's what I do. And I would shrink myself or pretzel myself, or just like you said here, mute yourself, shy, darkness, the whole thing, shame, you name it. And after all these years. I think I'm finally getting the hang of it. And this interview is helping me even more.
I'm so happy. I'm so, so happy, my love. I'm so happy. Yes, yes, yes. Women in particular, they don't attend to their own needs. You know, they'll take care of everybody else, and we're like all super women, you know.
Yeah,
But you know, there's that inner little girl that is still living through that thing when he punches the hole. I mean, for me, I remember one time I was trying to dance a little bit, and my father said, "Your slip is showing. That's disgusting." I was about 5. Also, that just reminded me of that too. So I always felt like something horrible was showing, you know, that something was going to be like, and freak people out. But anyways, I totally related to that story. But the thing is, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys, goddesses. You only want guys near you. You only want to date people who satisfy 3 key questions. 1, is he crazy about me? Now, the definition of that is that he knows you're so special and incredible and amazing.
Thank you.
Right?
No, that would be a no.
Yes. In other words, this guy was a no. He should never have been even on the dance card, because they know how special. It's like I take one look at you and I say, you know, she could be like Oprah. I take one look at you and I know it, right?
Thank you. I love
that's crazy about you. That's crazy about you. But it's real. It's real too.
Yeah, I know.
So, crazy about you.
Yep.
Right. And willing to grow. That is, that when you give them a suggestion that you need something, they actually do it. Maybe not immediately, but they do it. Right.
Yeah.
And number 3 is meeting the soulmate basics. In other words, you know, there's some chemistry, you got similar values, you got similar goals, you know, so, you know, you talk the same language, right?
Yeah.
So those are the 3 questions, you know, and you don't want anybody near you dating wise who is not satisfying that. Crazy about you, willing to grow, soulmate basics. Crazy about you, willing to grow, soulmate basics.
Nice.
Now, luckily, well, not luckily, I had my fairy godmother who vetted my husband. I told you I wanted to run away and ruin it, right?
Yeah,
but my fairy godmother said, no, he's crazy about you. Willing to grow. And he speaks your language. And I stayed with him. I stayed with my husband because my fairy godmother said that. I really did it out of love for the fairy godmother person. Really, that's the truth. I did not do it for me, because why would I deserve that anyway? I did not deserve that.
When, after being with your husband, did you finally, and is it an ever evolving process, or was there a day, a moment where it somehow clicked where you're like, oh my God, I actually do deserve this love?
It's an ongoing process. It's really, really been an ongoing process, and it's a corrective healing. It's like getting reparented. When you have the right person, it's like going home again and having a good childhood, right? I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I didn't expect an early bouquet like this giant bouquet of roses. Wow. And he's so thoughtful. He's become more and more thoughtful, which is really weird. Really weird. Like, he's like, oh, I thought yellow would go with your area. Which, when I first met him, he had no decorating. You realize that yellow is going to go with this, and it does.
Well, do you think that he's getting better and more thoughtful because of your gratitude and appreciation and like a cycle?
Yes. Well, I'm doing the same thing to him. In other words, in a great couple, it's not just one way, right? I'm reparenting him.
Yes.
So his mother was, and he wouldn't mind me talking about this, but his mother was very cold, right?
Okay.
And so he needs a lot of warmth and validation. Yes. And I just keep telling him how cute and adorable he is all day. I keep telling him, oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Right. And I don't know, you know, you see, this is what about 10% of the married couples do in America. There's about 10%, right? And they're called swans. Research shows that they're called swans. And what the research is showing is that they're giving each other a lot of growth input, a lot of positives, like sometimes 10 to 1, 10 positive statements to 1 negative, right?
Yeah.
And they give it back and forth. And so they help each other be their best self, right? And they help each other heal the inner child and also become more powerful in the world. It's like roots and wings, because you're so grounded with, you might say, the good mother father. The good mother father is in your corner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you have that, virtually the sky's the limit. I mean, you can do almost anything that you dream of, really. I'm not kidding. You know, I mean, you get this support, that level of support, you can do stuff that is really like strange and good and wonderful.
Yeah. Was he instrumental, or how did it all unfold with your Amazon Prime show, Love in 90?
Oh my God, he was everything. He was everything to it. I got the vision. I was sitting in my publisher's in a marketing meeting, and I saw it. I actually saw it. It was originally a PBS special. So I saw it. I saw the show. It was like a vision. And I told him, and he said, I will help make that happen for you.
Nice.
Now, we had no idea how to do that. And as soon as we had the vision and we both believed in it, somebody came along and he was trying to sell me a website thing. He's like, oh, I want $25,000. I'll build you a website. I'm like, I'm $25,000. I'm not going to build a website.
I have a website.
But then he says, but what else are you interested in? I said, I want to make a PBS show. And he said, oh, I have connections. And the rest is history. So then I got the show. But during the show, Sam sat there. Well, he helped me rehearse. He sat in the audience. I kept looking at his face. I mean, and let me tell you, I really did believe I couldn't do it, because I got the shame pocket going again as soon as I had to do it.
Oh,
right?
How did it rear its head? What was it? What did it feel?
Oh my God. I went into the studio and they said, okay, here's the rehearsal. You know, you have to stay in your lines on the floor. You have to watch the teleprompter, act totally natural, make jokes, deliver the payoff line into the face camera, but make sure you make contact with every section of the audience and watch the clock. So I actually
There were some things.
Allana, yeah, I had an anxiety attack.
I bet.
Immediately, the way it manifested was I had a complete meltdown anxiety attack, and Sam was there. Oh. And so I cannot do this. I cannot do this. And here with the contracts were signed, it was like a huge deal. It was a big TV studio in Manhattan.
Wow.
It's like, I can't do this. Yeah. He's like, you can do this. You can do this. And then what happened was he said, you know, why don't you take one of your coaches? Because I have a team of really amazing coaches. Nice. He said, take a coach and work with her in the green room. So I role reversed with my coach. We went in the green room and we were there for, I don't know how many hours. I mean, many hours.
Okay.
And so what we did was we actually got rid of, I can't do this. We got rid of, it's impossible. We got rid of all these negative thoughts.
Yes.
I'm not good enough. I can't help anybody. You name it. I had every negative thought. And then we just created, nothing was there except my diamond self name. And we've talked about this before, which is the radiant beacon of loving guidance.
Yes.
And basically an intention to spread love. That was all that was left. And I walked out there. Oh, and it was like unbelievable. It was perfect, right? It was perfect. And I know that consciously I could not do this.
Yeah.
It was perfect. And at the end, I fell to the stage crying with gratitude. And 3 people just in the studio audience got married. Including my pledge person, my pledge host, who had never been married in her 50s.
Wait, got married like as a result of attending, not like in the moment of the show.
No, as a result of attending. They understood what to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. So she came to me and she said, you know, I have to try everything I asked for pledges for. So I'm going to have to try this. And within 60 days, we had her great love of her life, who met the 3 questions.
Yes.
Crazy about you, willing to grow, soulmate basis. And she still sends me every Christmas a card with all the family doings, and it's just darling. It really gives me the chills. It's just darling.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, that's an example of, again, that shame coming in and that having to play small, and it is absolutely terrifying. But then, you know, turning it around. But once again, with the help of people who are like fairy godmothers.
Yes, exactly. Oh, this is beautiful. I love that you teach the work, that you live the work. And there's every time we like expand to the next level, I find we bump up against that same shame or the belief. We can get through it faster because we starting to get the hang of it, but it's not like it ever really goes away if you're going to keep shining brighter and brighter and serving and being more joyful. And
yeah, it never goes away actually, but it becomes less intense and less time. And that is what you want. You want to keep going to higher and higher and higher levels, and that's what makes it so much fun.
Yes.
To actually be here.
Yes. And why the universe, I was inspired to reach out to you again saying, hey, let's connect again. And then the very first thing you say, the next level of expanding higher or wider, deeper, broader is to do the next level of TV, a reality show, talk show, whatever it's going to be. So I so appreciate your reflection and your vulnerability and the success and the results of the people in the audience and everything and the sweet yellow roses. Tell us a little more, if you would be so kind, is about this Breakthrough to Love session. I will have the link in the show notes for everyone to sign up for this. Why would someone want to engage in this beautiful session?
Oh my goodness. This is my way of passing it forward, paying it forward. If I can do what I've been doing in my life, anybody can create whatever they want, especially in love. And so I have this team. I mentioned, I have this team. These are handpicked coaches who work with me, and they all work under my supervision too. So it's the whole team.
Love it.
And so the way I pay it forward is that you guys who are watching or listening can have a gift session. It's 40 minutes one-on-one with one of these amazing coaches who has actually, coached me for my show. And you can talk about anything you want, anything, your little pocket of shame, or where you want to go, or what you need to say to your boyfriend or husband. Anything that you want. These are trained fairy godmothers. And I mean it.
I love it.
I mean it. It's real. That's why they're so effective.
They have wands and they
practically have wands. I'm not kidding. I think it's partly because, it is they're part of a team, and, they get constantly, developing their art and, learning how to find great guys when you're dating and how to create, great love when you're in a relationship. And you guys, all you need to do is go to loveiN90days.com. That's loveiN90days.com. Click on the coaching tab, fill out the form, but here's the important part. Say, Allana sent me. So that way you'll be sure to get your session, because sometimes we have too many requests. We have to send people away. But if you say, Allana sent me, you'll get your session and you will love it. Oh my God, you will love it.
It's so good. It's so real. It's so palpable that you say like you live in the light. And I'm so grateful for the gift of, asking for what we want, asking for what we need. Even those words, Diana, sometimes I get scared of even saying, I choose, but that's still all this self-empowerment, but really letting it be out there and asking for what I want. And it's brave, and we do risk rejection, but we never have to reject ourselves.
No.
Right?
You don't. And the sentence I love for this is, I would really love it if. I would really love it if you held me. I would really love it if you told me how special I am. I would really love it if you got me, 2 dozen, 10 dozen roses. I don't care what it is. What does your heart say that you want, right? So definitely look into this, you guys. And if you want your session, you're going to put a link underneath for the show notes for them, so they can go right to get their session.
/dating-coach. We'll put it right in there.
Yeah. So whatever your heart's calling is, you take action. Take action for yourself, right? And to definitely have your session, and definitely ask for what you want, and find the people who will give it to you, because you deserve it. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. You deserve it. And I don't care how big it appears to you. It's very interesting. I have one of the women in the coaching. She wanted a wealthy man, right? She's fine, And she found an incredibly wealthy guy, but he is crazy about her going to Rome and meeting. And so he's building her dream house. It's a multi-million-dollar house. Just reminded me of that, right? He's building her dream house, right?
This is so good.
And it's what your heart's calling is. It's not about being materialistic. It's whatever you want or need is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
absolutely. Yes, it's fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I would love all of you. Okay, so go to the 1190days90days.com/dating-coach. We'll put that all in the show notes. And remember that listen to this woman's story, like rewatch this, where she's come from and where she is, from the darkness to the light, mute and shy to her Amazon special. And that she has a man who over time even more knows how to love her and reparent her and give her all that she desires so that she's as radiant as she is. And she does the same for him. And how beautiful that this is possible. We talked about how she says, "You're so cute." And she just keeps saying it to him all the time. And she's willing to inspire us all to ask for what we want and what we need. So my request is, after you sign up for your session, take a moment and really sit down with your journal and just start to write down what it is that your heart desires so that you're prepared for that coaching session. And I'm going to do the same. And thank you for celebrating my bravery in this last relationship. Thank you for seeing me and being my fairy godmother and saying, "Okay, Allana, time for your show." And so it is. It absolutely is. So thank you. I'll ask the universe for what I need. I'm ready for my show. I choose my show. I would really like it if you'd bring my show. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I am ready. I so am ready.
Yes.
So in conclusion, from your beautiful, radiant heart to the viewers and the listeners, how would you like to complete this delicious?
Well, I'd like to say, don't quit before the miracle, my loves. No matter what the miracle is, whether it's a miracle in work and love or whatever it is, don't quit before the miracle, because you're going to pop all those shame pockets and go eventually to it. Maybe not in your timeline, but you're going. So don't quit before the miracle.
I so agree, Diana, that if it's in your heart, it's real and it's meant to come in as in through you and be met. So yeah, don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. I so agree. We love you. Thank you for being with us. Hang tight so I can give you my official goodbye. And just thank you so much for allowing this intimate relationship with yourself to be so important, that you do deserve it and that you're now going to be taking action to receive it, me included. And until next time on Intimate Conversations, I love you with all my heart.